let's see what treasures we can find. Ew. Those are not treasures. But I can see the ground. Welcome to the 16th episode of the Chambler build series. This episode I'm going to finish up the driver's side rocker and find lots of new and interesting in the passenger side rocker. So let's get to it. This forward vertical rocker and sill combo is done for the time being. I'll have to address the way the front connects, but I have to do that once I start working with the inner floor of the Cherokee. And I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do with this area because I'm getting a lot of blow through. I don't want to have to try to hand form this whole freaking sill and rocker combo. Well, if I have to, but I'm going to start next by taking out the rest of the driver's side damaged rocker area. I'm going to vacuum the junk out of there, clean up that upper cut that I did so poorly with the cutoff wheel, and then tear the bottom off with that channel lock system of peeling that I do. All the loose sheet metal is off of the lower rocker area. Rather than bore you, I'd set up that little time lapse to show you all the pieces dropping off, because you've seen me do that before, and if you haven't, I'll link a video above. I'm going to knock all the loose rust out. Since this space is basically a rectangle, I just went ahead and measured it. I'm going to cut a plate that's 23 by 4. Give me a little excess material on either side, because I don't doubt there's going to be some trimming I have to do. I'm going to hit this with some etching primer on the inside, and next time you see it, hopefully I'll be fitting the panel. Well, you'll probably see me cutting the panel. You never know. So I got my panel all cut up. I'm going to mark up the area and start trimming it down to fit. If I can get this cap. Oh, there we go. I will be addressing this little elephant in the room first, but I'm going to at least get this fit, or at least closer to fitting. Well, before I try to weld anything else together, I'm going to do some more coupons and see what I can do, because I've got to perfect it before I start going through things and blowing holes and stuff I can't afford to fix anymore. Like that pile over there. It's gonna take me a while. I just gotta take my time and learn as I go, I guess. I know it doesn't look great, but it is 10,000 times better than my last bunch of welds. This should hold. I'll clean it up more as things go along, but the good penetration, everything I need it to be. I don't even want to think about how many hours I just spent fitting that thing, but I'm at the point where now it's time to blow some plug weld holes in the bottom, dress it up, hit it with weld-through primer, and get to moving. Well, so far so good. I'll show you the welds, and I will let them cool off for a bit, and I will clean them up and see how much I have to replace. Luke, I am your father. They don't look great, but they look a heck of a lot better than my previous welds do. I'm definitely making progress. Well, we'll see how true that statement is once I actually grind these down. Like I said, I'm going to give it a couple minutes, and I will be back. There it is in all its mediocre glory. I got as much of it as I could evened out. Some spots are going to be high, some spots are low. I'll go back in and fill what I have to, but this sucker is done. That does make me very, very happy. Now the driver's side rocker and sill is 90% done. We'll just ignore that little patch until later, once I get a little smoother welding. I'll be spending the next couple hours cleaning up the passenger side rockers and figuring out just how bad it is and how much of it I have to replace. done, but what I should say is the inside is done. And I think I know what parts I'm going to have to cut out, which is helpful, but I'm going to take you underneath and show you the outside of the rocker, which is kind of scary part. This passenger side rocker is equally as bad, but in new and different ways from driver's side. I'll bring you in here so you can take a look, but as you can probably see right there, it's going to be interesting. We're in front of the front door, and I'm going to have a lot of stuff I'm going to have to repair up here. Same sort of ideas on the driver's side, but in new and different ways. I'm going to have to start by unbolting that plate, figuring out what's behind door number 1. And as we peruse down the rocker, I believe most of this area is actually Bondo, so I will be needle scaling this to see what it is. And there's giant crush points. I think it hit a rock or something in this general area, pushed everything up, so I need to see what's left of this inner structure, if there is one. I have to peel a lot of this back. I'm hoping from here backwards it's still in good enough shape I don't have to do much of anything to it. I might have to address some things at the very back. We'll take a look at that in a minute. But this whole area is going to need some massaging and first thing some exploratory surgery. It's pretty bad. We're at the very rear of the passenger side rocker. I'm going to have to chew away in here with a needle scaler and see what's there. I think most of this is Bondo. And I'm not really sure, honestly, I'm not really sure where I'm going to go or how deep into this I want to get. I'm going to end up having to enlarge the wheel wells to fit the bigger tires I plan on running. So I'll figure it out sooner or later. But, you know, I kind of want to pretend this is okay. I just want to pretend. Just give me 5 minutes. And don't forget, custom lift. Right there. I know what I got. No lowballers. Well, let's see what's hiding behind door number 2 here. Oh, they're all different sizes, of course. Oh, that's bright. Oh, that's brighter. Probably something else hiding in here. Oh, there's one more. Other size. It's a giant flathead screw. I'll be back in a minute. Let's see if this comes out. Oh God, that's in there. Holy crap. Oh, that hurt. These snap-on screwdrivers do have a bolster on them so you can put a wrench on it, so I'm gonna go grab a wrench, see if that helps. Probably not, but I'll try. And yes, this is a humongous screwdriver. Almost never any reason to have a screwdriver this big, until now. Glad I bought these 20 years ago. Oh, monkeys. Now it's just starting to cam out. I'll give it a few more chances. Maybe I can completely round it out. Let's try something else. I do have one comically large flathead. Let's see if this works. Amazingly, it's actually too big. I love this car. Maybe, just maybe, that screw is not into the sheet metal. It's only into this plate. Yeah, definitely. Oh, hey, holy crap. A lot of times if you turn a faster backwards and forwards, you can break junk loose inside of the threads. I'm assuming this is a giant thread pitch and I'm probably wasting my time, but hey, we're almost there. Oh. Oh yeah, it's all, yeah, it's nothing bad and hell. Ow. No, these are not the right tools to try and do this with, but I don't feel like going back to my toolbox again. Put that on top of the tire, so I'll forget it where it is. I don't know if you can tell, but this is actually dented over and kind of smashed up. This is rotted out worse than the driver's side. It looks like they had, no, they might not have. This might just be factory screwed up. Oh, that's helpful. Yep, this one's screwed up in new and exciting different ways from the driver's side. Some of it's going to be easier, some of it's going to be harder. Cross that street when we get there. find myself at a crossroads here. I'm not sure how much farther I'm going to go because I'm pretty sure most of this is dough. And I don't know if I can get replacement outer rockers for these things. I'm going to assume not. And I don't know if I want to try to make one. It's one thing making stuff for the inside where you don't see it. It's another thing when you make stuff and you do see it. Change the plans up just a bit. I'm going to go in and cut the inner stuff out that I know is bad, and I know I'm going to have to replace no matter what. Might give me a better chance to actually look through and see what shape these are in from the inside. Now what I want to do, what I think I should do. Figuring out where I'm going to cut this inner rocker structure. I want it to be just above this old piece of junk from the old floors. I'm going to use this square and mark a straight line across this. And I will cut everything below that line off, and hopefully we'll get a better picture of what's hiding behind here. Got the yardstick lined up with these marks, so go ahead and, yeah, they're a nice line to cut. All things considered, a nice line to cut. It's going to be a lot of rocker to slice out of here. I'm going to start marking up the areas where I'm going to cut and leave the original material, which will be forward, around the seat belt, which I'll show you, and at the very back edge. I'm going to cut the area, leaving a lot of space around this seat belt bolt. I'm not sure how big the plate is behind it, so I want to not cut into that, so I'm going to leave a lot of space, and I'll trim it back as I need to. Let's see what treasures we can find. Ew. Those are not treasures. But I can see the ground. I'll have to grab my least favorite tool and zip the middle chunk out of there so I can get a better idea and hopefully not completely destroy anything that's salvageable. This whole thing is just absolutely destroyed. I don't think I'm going to have anything left under here. If I'm lucky, I'll have maybe this section's actually good steel that I can build back off of for either side. I'm just not sure yet. Yeah, see. I'm going to clean all this junk up and look at everything from underneath. I think I'm going to have to cut from the bottom now that I blew all the junk out. Looking through all the junk that came out from the rocker area, I found this, what appears to be a hole saw cut line, because you see the mark through the middle, the center hole, and this is what a hole saw looks like when it drills metal out. So I'm wondering what in the hell else is hiding under all that Bondo. We're gonna find out together. 3D, woo, woo. Yeah, this sucks on a lot of levels. I'm gonna go in the cabin, and cabin's not a truck, it's not a boat either, and see what I can see and try to cut a few more things free from the top now that I have some access. So this is looking from the inside out on the inner rocker structure. This thing is a freaking mess. It is an absolute mess. Absolute mess. Oh, don't buy other people's failed projects, kids. It only leads to, well, this. Thanks for watching the 16th episode of the Chambler build series. The next episode, I'm going to do some interesting things to fix and clean out that rocker, make some custom pieces. Lots of fun. I'm calling it fun because I have to, because I'm doing it. Thank you all for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. See you next time. Thanks.